series is go for their final round of the season. What a start that is for Thomas Pegram. Look at the front end of that thing just rotating into Stadium Bend. The two at the top of the range keep the engines as high as can, but that's why they sound like they're absolutely screaming as they come down the front straight. Pegram leads the first lap from Quartermain. It'll be Richard Plummer who leads the way in the Pre95 class. Oh, big move there by the 53. That is for the lead in the Pre95 class. Gets ahead. Own penalties, but the number one, that has actually just come off of Liam Hamling's car, so I'm not sure if that's going to work somehow or other, but he's going to try and launch another move on Tyler Weedon. This is for the lead in Pre95 and gets up the inside as well. That is brilliant racing from him. Can the 53 respond to the outside? Hamlin has to go defensive. I think he'll just about hold on. Manages to avoid the up and under. Again, though, might actually be a penalty for that one.
Yeah, we saw the front nose cone just get loosened ever so slightly down a hairpin one on the second lap of the race, and then getting knocked clean off there as they headed to the end of the lap. And that might just be a no-scope penalty. We'll wait and see how it happens, how they end up doing it in F100. But either way, the number one has made the move, and Liam Hamling up to third place on the road and now sets his sight on George Quartermain. Great to see George racing in the F100. Hands on. He's dropped ever so slightly off the leader of Thomas Pegram and now finds himself under pressure from the number one as the number one of Liam Hamling dives down the inside into Stadium Bend. You'll also notice as well, one thing that you don't see on the modern cars, the drivers reaching down with their right hand onto the engine. Now that's
time. He's just set another fastest lap, so I think it'll be even further ahead, and indeed it is. 4.2 seconds is the gap from the leader to overall second place, and Liam Hamling won, and the number 96 and the number 14. We are racing in heat number 3 and side by side through Stadium Bend they go. And also Chris Jiggins getting together, as that's a big move there by the 15, moving up places. I believe I saw the 15 there or something along those lines. But big moves being made nonetheless, as everyone just still squabbling for position. We're seeing once again Thomas Pegram starting to shoot away at the front of the pack as he did in race number 2 earlier on. George Quartermain, though, again, he's at the front of this pack. We saw in heat number 2 earlier on, he dropped backwards. We were wondering if there's a problem. Right now, he looks pretty comfortable where he is. So if there was a problem, I think he has solved whatever one it is. It'll be Pegram that leads as we go on to the next lap. From George Quartermain, from Tyler Weedon in P3. Chris Jiggins is 4. Choking the engine there as up the inside goes Hamling. Lovely move at Stadium Bend to slot it on through and up into the lead there of the Pre95 class. Not seeing a lot of anyone choking the engine early on in this race. Again, it cools the engine down and it gives you a boost of power out of the corner. It's a win-win. Let's see if we get racing first time. I believe we are going to be, and yes we are. We are on the way for the final race of the day here at the London Cup, and Thomas Pegram once again gets a blistering start away. The 95, or the 96 should I say, of George Quartermain. Again, a little bit slow away from the start, just something not quite clicking there. I'll tell you what, the 14 under big pressure from the 75 of Chris Jiggins as well. Really pushing is Jiggins there, trying to see if he can find his way through. Look out for the number 1 of Liam Hamling as well. Again, very quick start from him as they rocket their way round through the S's and into Paddock Bend to end lap number 1. Who else would it be but it's Thomas Pegram who leads the opening lap. You can see the lights flashing off of the clear visors. This is what it's all about, as that's a brilliant move there from Liam Hamling. Saw the gap on the inside, sent it straight through using all of his strength to hold the go-kart in one piece, and that was a lovely overtake. Gets him first in class and second overall.
Committed move there from Liam Hamling. There's a reason why he has the number 1 plate on his car, and he's shown it right there, up and under at the apex on the number 75 of Chris Jiggins, and that relegates him to P2 in class, P3 overall on the road. I think with George Quartermain, I think the main thing is that George, as I said,
the senior road taxes and all the roads, they run 125s now, so this is smaller engines. Yes, the karts are lighter, but it's a smaller engine, it's got less power, it's still running on a carb, they're harder to drive, and he's lapping quicker than anybody else has been all day.
By like half a second now.
By about half a second. It's unbelievable.